Welcome to a day in the life of. Today you're with me on my way to work. Where do I work? I work at Endeavour Technical Training. Endeavour Technical Training is a small, very small, trade school where we teach mechanics, and in New Zealand, for a qualification in mechanics, when you're qualified, that would be called level 4. Strange, I know. What we teach is level 3, so it is a pre-trades apprenticeship. What's the plan for today? Okay, well, the plan for today is we did a test yesterday, so it is now 6:40 in the morning. I'm going to go in at a leisurely pace instead of being rushed, and I shall finish marking the tests. Hey guys, marking an assessment, and this is what some kid has actually written. Motherfucker. Where are we? Describe the appropriate method for disposal of tyres that are no longer fit for use. Now his answer was burning it down in a field or reusing it to make something else. This is our future. This is the future generation. They're going to be left with the planet. Help. So that the kids will know, the students will know what their results are and stuff. We should be doing another test Monday on a theory on balancing tires, which sounds boring as fuck and sounds very simple, but you need to know a lot about the legalities of tires and what's supposed to be fitted legally and what condition they should be in, and the construction, the innards of the tires, how to actually remove them off the rim, different types of rims. There you go, I've already spoken enough to put most of you to sleep about it. So yes, I'm supposed to be doing a test on Monday. It's Friday today. But we have just gone through a lockdown in New Zealand because of COVID, and I've noticed a that's good, it's early, a distinct lack of motivation from my students. And I'm going to just try and put a fire under their ass. I'm going to try and whip up motivation again for the course, enthusiasm for the course. It's a great opportunity that we provide. I started my apprenticeship when I was 16, and I was chucked in just like everyone else was. You know, this idea that there's an entire school dedicated to doing a year-long pre-apprenticeship program is nuts. Economically, I don't know how this place is viable. We've got the same output costs as a workshop, same power that everyone else pays, same insurance that everyone else pays. We're going through materials like you wouldn't believe. Coolant, oil, fucking washers, floor cleaner, brake clean, rags, grease, tools. We go through everything because you've got sometimes up to 30 to 50 students, depending on how it's going at that particular point in time. B, they're all novices, so whereas a mechanic's going to use a little squirt of anti-seize or squirt of fucking brake clean, these guys drown it. Boom, there's 2 litres. In a day, when I'm doing a practical, we can easily go through 6 litres of brake clean. Those are insane numbers. And when you start off, because hey, I've been doing this for 1.5 years. I'm a mechanic. I'm not a teacher. And it's been a learning curve for me, as much as it's been a learning curve for the kids. So yeah, when you start off, you're like, hey, I'll make sure they don't do this, or I'll make sure they don't do that. We'll keep an eye on how much brake clean they use, and I'll make sure every kid gets as much attention as possible. It doesn't work out that way, guys. Your attention's divided between all these students. You're dealing with phone calls from whatever else. You got things that come up during the day. You got a kid will break something, not on themselves, but on one of the vehicles or one of the tools, or maybe one of the tools hasn't been serviced well enough, so you got to go sort that out. Maybe a kid has had a bad night's sleep and he's grumpy and he's talking shit, and you need to put him in line. Maybe a kid's a little bit of a snowflake and you've said something to upset him, and you need to put him in line and as well try and teach him what the world's about. Let him know that the workshop and the industry isn't going to put up with snowflakery, I suppose, is the only way I would describe it. That's another topic. So anyway, you start off with all these high thoughts of how you're going to improve the future of your trade, because at the moment that's our problem. Here I am saying I don't want to get into it, but this is the problem. We've got rules in place now that limit banter, that limit the trade's ability to have a laugh and carry on. Because it can be a thankless job. I know a lot of you out there probably have a bad opinion of mechanics. And the reason why I think that is because I've had that bad opinion turned on me, is you go out, you work your ass off for a couple of years, and you make enough money to buy a very expensive thing that gets you from point A to point B. Now, some of you might be thing people or car people who don't really know much about your car, but you're very proud of the car for what it is. You know, you might be into your Holdens or your Fords or your Jaguars or your BMWs and Mercedes. You might be into your fucking your Scooby-Roos. You might be into your Toyotas. Whatever the fuck you're into. And you're very proud of that. and rightfully so. It's an expensive piece of equipment, and yeah, like your mobile phone or whatever else, you buy it, you use it, and that's it. But a lot of you just don't understand. There's something called preventative maintenance, and you either weren't taught it in high school, or you weren't taught it by friends and family, but you have now got to a point in life where you are an adult, paying bills and getting up early in the morning and dealing with adult things, and your opinion is an adult opinion, but in fact you're a child because you don't know the realities of the world, and you take your vehicle in to a mechanic to get a warrant of fitness, because you're not taking it in for servicing. I know you're not taking it in for servicing, but legally to drive your car on the road in New Zealand you need a warrant of fitness. Cars after the year 2000 get a year-long warrant of fitness, so you got to wait a year between warrant of fitnesses. Cars older than that are 6 monthly. So depending on who you are and what car you've got, you're going to be seeing a mechanic about every 6 months to a year. So you take your car in for a $60 warrant of fitness. You drove the car there. You didn't have to push the car there. You didn't have to get the car trailered there. The car wasn't making any funny noises. It's a car. It's a big mechanical plastic and metal machine that gets you from point A to point B at 100 kilometers an hour. You have faith in this mechanism. Anyway, at the end of the day, you go to pick your car up with its fresh warrant of fitness, a sticker that we put on it to say that you are legally allowed to drive on the road because your vehicle is safe, and we tell you no, your vehicle is not safe, you cannot drive it. We have found $1,200 worth of things that need to be fixed on it. Maybe 2 tires. Well, there's $300 there at minimum, depending on what car you've got. We've got a leaking shock absorber. There's another $300-400 for the labour and the price to put it in. You've got a perished. It adds up. It adds up. Then you've got a wheel alignment after all that, after I pulled apart your suspension and fixed it all. Now to you, there's nothing wrong with your car. It got you from point A to point B. It got you to the workshop in the fucking first place. You didn't feel a leaking shock absorber. You didn't feel a bald tire. So obviously the mechanic is trying to scam you. And your opinion goes out there. You jump on Google or you jump on Facebook or whatever platform I'm going to put this on, and you talk shit. And you're like, hey, this guy's trying to rip me off, or that guy's trying to rip me off. It's preventative maintenance. When you have something that is 1.5, 2 tons trundling down the road at 100 kilometers an hour for 20 years, things wear out, things break, things need replacing. Things need replacing before they strand you. Things need replacing before the entire assembly stops working. Things need replacing before your vehicle becomes a danger and you lose control over this 1.5 ton missile at 100 kilometers an hour and injure yourself or others. So that's why you've got a bad opinion of mechanics. There's mechanics out there that take advantage of people. Just like there's police out there that take advantage of people. There's doctors out there that take advantage of people. There's sewage workers that take advantage of people. There's every fucking profession. There are people in that profession that should not be in that profession. That's the way it is. Right? And there are pieces of shit out there that will charge you 2 hours labor for a half an hour job. There are guys out there that will change stuff that doesn't need to be changed, that will do work without your permission and then charge you for that work. There are guys out there. You've got a bell curve, guys. You've got a spectrum of pieces of shit and good cunts. And somewhere in the middle is where a mechanic lies. A good mechanic. Now, as a profession, it's a demanding one. People come to us when they have a problem that can't be fixed. What do you mean with that? Okay, well, let's say you're not one of these people who only take your car for a warrant of fitness. Let's say you're someone who knows you've got to get a car serviced, or you're someone who respects your vehicle and has some money. Now, you've got a just come up with a car, David. You got an old Jaguar. When I say old, it's 2014. You got a Jaguar, and the gearbox is giving you strife. What the fuck's going on here? Alright, so morning routine. Come in, found a bag floating around out the front. Be a tidy Kiwi. Put it in the bin. Yes, so back to morning routine. Come in, unlock the place. I've got another video that I took showing the place, so I won't show you too much. Dad's little sports car. Saying that every morning sort of keeps me going. When you're thinking about these students who are busting your balls. My V8.
The release of the missing Microsoft family might lead to fresh information. Tomorrow will know to lead to small products and children will understand. Officers want to see anyone who is in the Microsoft
One of my officers. The side that looks like a bomb's gone off, that was a bomb full of car parts and books and stuff, and Matthew's side, which is cleaner. Most important thing before I start marking tests, coffee. Makona hat mir. Oh, nom, nom, nom. All right. Q condenser. Yes, it is. Front of vehicle. Okay. Change refrigerant from gas to liquid. How? That's half a point. Who is this? You should know better. Changes from gas to liquid. Sure. Compressor. Yes, it is. Right. Oh, there's some right. So, do a little calculation. 1, 2, 3, 4. 71% fail, but not the most abysmal fail. No one has passed this test yet. Well, not ever, just in this round of testing. Num num. Oh, I can't remember that. Last one of mine, and I didn't do this on purpose, but this is one I hope will pass. This guy's not a complete window licker. He got it right. No one's got that question right yet? Yes, yes, yes. Even you, buddy, did not pass this test. But with one question wrong, I can check 92%. Complete, not complete, not achieved. Yeah, with one question wrong, I can check your comprehension on that. Possibly, I can do an oral reset. So that's marking with Dave.
All right, boys, what story did I just tell you? Go on.
Loose hips. Loose hips, ankle strap, yay! Not even any weird.
Here's a walkthrough of my school. This is the upstairs classroom that we use for doing theories and stuff in. Here's one of my workshops. Dad's old car. There's Matt's old BMW. My bike and my V8 in the corner. Over in that far corner over there, we've got welding bay. Here's our car park. Shitload of cars for the kids to play with. Engines that we pull apart and rebuild. Student class. Another classroom in here. This is a classroom that the kids use to study in. So after we've done our theory class, for the rest of the week we let them come down here and study. They've got a computer they can use, and we'll come in here and write stuff up on a whiteboard. Basically tell them to hurry up. Another David storage area. More tools and V8 bits and, well, crap really. It's all useful crap though. What we call the clean workshop. There's a V8 in the corner, well, not V8, hot rod in the corner that we're gonna turn into an electric hot rod. There's the chassis. Then in here we've got lathe room, mill, steel benches that you're going to be using for a bit of gun stuff. Lisa's room, and this is my tool room. So zip ties and bolts, and workshop tools, and bits and pieces everywhere really. Need all the stuff for a workshop. Scan tools and stuff around here. Back through the actual staff area. A couple of loos. Got a kitchen. Nice little area to hide from the students if you need to. Daily planner. The director's office, which is locked. A student room. We've usually got a PC in the corner there set up with a driving simulator. That's my second office. And this is Laura's office. Wonderful wall hanging made out of sort of some bark stuff. It's bloody, you can't quite get the scale of it. It's massive, it's huge, I love it. Laura's little area. And yeah, that's the school, that's my truck.
So CO2 is an explosive health and safety hazard.
The pressurized cylinder that it's in, it was next to shit that can go boom, so it's counted as an explosive health and safety hazard.
So it's going to go boom.
Fuck you.
So it's going to go boom.
care.
All right.
It's alive!
It's fucking running, boys. Still need to play with it a bit, but woo!
Your brain's turning to mush. This cunt thinks acetylene is a fucking inert gas.
I was confused what the fuck.
Steve, flex. Show us some biceps, bro. Pouts? Smile? Anything?
Of course I didn't clean it out very well.
All the flat grease came out. What did you clean very well?
So what are you doing right now, Matt?
Well, I've got grease all over my hands. What do you think I'm doing? What does it look like I'm doing?
Eating fish and chips.
Yeah, sure. Fish and chips. Yeah, that's what you. Yeah, sauce.
All right, Jordan.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Jump starting the car.
Jump starting your car. How do you do that?
Like, plug in the, and then turn it on here,
Yeah.
and then warning everyone, and then turn it on the car.
Okay. And then what do you do?
Leave it to the car,
Yep.
and then take it to
What charges it?
the alternator.
Whoa. All right, Alex. Explain to me what you're doing.
I'm doing a hydrometer test on a serviceable battery.
What does the hydrometer test tell you?
It shows you the specific gravity of the battery,
No. Of what?
of the electrolyte in the battery.
What's the specific gravity of water? What's the specific gravity of a charged cell?
Well, it should be at least 1.275.
What happens to the concentration of the acid as my charge diminishes?
Wait, sorry, repeat that?
What happens to the concentration of the acid as my charge diminishes? It dilutes. Dilutes closer to what? The acid becomes...
Alkaline.
Nope. Water.
Water.
So what's the specific gravity of water?
Oh, gee, I was taking a little word mark.
Ah. How many apprentices does it take to change a wheel?
It's more than just a wheel.
More than just a wheel? Is it really hard? Really, really hard? Pretty bad? You happy in life, Jordan?
He doesn't look at it.
What the fuck?
So back at home, end of the day, have a rest and do it all over again.